Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the 212A. It's the Tier 9 Soviet SPG. It's located on the northeast spawn of Outpost and it's under the command of Angelina75, and we've missed the countdown because we already started a few seconds ago, 15 seconds ago. So something must have delayed the start, or at least the load-in. Okay, Angelina's pulled back and getting ready to shoot. Now she's gone for the road leading up to the castle. There's nearly always somebody on the enemy team who comes up this way. So she's hoping to catch somebody out. And you can normally tell that they're there if they knock the fences down. And yes, they are knocking fences down. Hello, Mr. E5. Well, that shell landed between the E5 and the tank that was directly behind him. And Angelina's now falling back from her perch to take up position behind the bank. You don't want to get spotted on that perch. Yes, because if tanks get into the castle grounds, they can be spotted for some distance away. Okay, 212A, based on the hull of the KV220, an Arty that was never built because they didn't continue to make the hull of the KV220, which was basically an upgraded KV1. Rounds out. Just behind, it went too long, that one. 88 hit points of splash. Obviously the wind caught the shell and took it further because she was dialed in smack on the target, but the shell has had other ideas about where it's going to go. It's actually quite a dangerous position for enemy tanks to take up that position where the STB-1 was, because you can actually be easily hit because you're stationary. Okay, these guys have got the sense to pull back, but oh, E5 trying to get away. Lands behind him. Now Angelina's using the 212A with the 203mm howitzer, which is capable of doing 900 alpha. And it'll penetrate 52mm of armor, and the burst radius is 10.4 meters. She's found a nice target. It's a gorilla. She fires. Well, no, she hasn't fired yet. She's actually dialing in. Now she fires. Oh, she hit him! She got the gorilla square on. He was still there. So, yes, considering he's got no armor on the outside, it's basically just a Panther hull with a big 15cm gun acting as a Waffenträger, I think he's probably badly wounded by now. In fact, you can see now he's still stunned and he's lost half his hit points already. So he may have taken another shot from one of our teammates in the meanwhile. And it looks like the other Arty on our team, the FP3805, just fired around in there and hit him as well. So I don't think he's going to be taking much part in the battle from now on. But you can see a whole bunch of enemy vehicles over here, including both of their Arty, and we're dialing in as fast as we dare. They're putting back. Okay, that's a good guess. They're going to go for cover. Rounds out. Oh, well, there goes the FP3805 shell, and Angelina's hits the same spot, but a fraction of a second later. The M53 M55 goes down to the FP3805, and we didn't get anything out of that at all, but I'm pretty sure that the Batchat 155-55 is still there, and that's another shot from the FP3805. I have the feeling that that guy is not using the big gun, because his reload time was very quick indeed. Rounds out. She's going to fire another shot in, and she got him! Yes, the FP3805 must have wounded him and splashed him, and Angelina managed to put another bit of splash in there and took him out of the game. So she's got her first kill. Okay, in the meantime, we've got that E4 who's sitting there guarding that area, stopping our Object 432 from getting around there. Let's see if we can hit him. Rounds out. Blind hit. Yes! Direct hit on the E4. And look at that, he's lost a lot of hit points and he's also stunned. And his track's just been fixed. I don't think he used his repair kit, but he's very reluctant to continue up that position, and he's pulling back. He's very uncertain now because, of course, once you've been hit heavily by Arty, you don't really want to stay in the same position. Now, will Angelina fire again? Nope, because she's waiting for this confirmation that the E4 is still there. She's lined up behind him. Rounds out. This looks good. And she claims another 253, and the kill shot goes in from the Gorilla 15, which takes him out of the game. And that means that she gets the stun assist. Okay, so she's moving back behind the bank, because this is an easy area to counter battery an enemy from, but it's not that there isn't any enemy Arty left, so she doesn't have to worry about counter battery. What she has to worry about is an enemy tank sneaking through, such as that AMX-30, who's in the middle of the lake area. If that guy was to get through, all of a sudden, they could find themselves under fire from a fast French medium. Instead, we're going to go for the K91PT, the premium tank destroyer. That was the shell from the FP3805. Angelina's shell gets 189 hit points of stun assist, or splash rather. And the Viz 55, he's going down. He's trying to help his T57 heavy, but I think he's turned up, and he's now facing 4 enemy vehicles ahead of him. One of those is a Heshbon. So I think Angelina's going to put a round into him. That will frighten him. Rounds out. Looks good. Direct hit. Right on the money. But he fixed his stun straight away. But it has put him off. That means he's burned his repair kit. He can't fix any player that's out after that. The Heshbon's going in for a nice hit. Oh, the Heshbon fluffed it. But here comes the T57 heavy. He's going to unload his clip, and he takes down the Viz 55. Unfortunately, we do lose the Heshbon. I think he went a bit too deep, and yeah, he paid for it. Okay, so there's only 3 enemy tanks left. This game's going to be rather short, I think. Angelina hasn't earned a whole lot of stun assist, but remember, she's got masses of shots which were blind shots, which we don't know about yet. We don't know how much damage she's actually done, and it could turn out that she's actually done far more damage than we originally thought. Rounds out the K91. Will this be a kill? No! Unfortunately, the kill shot went to the TVP 250-51, who emptied his last shells in his mag, in his clip, and that's the end of his game. Now we've got the AMX-30, the one that we were worrying about, who was in the middle of the lake area, but he actually retreated back to his own cap area, and he's the last one alive. He's not going to last long. Here comes the TVP, and that's the end of the game. Here's the end of battle results. That was a second-class tanker for Angelina75 in the 212A. She managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in the game. She managed to get 7, and she got a Confederate as well for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on her team. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken down by other teammates. In fact, she only got the 1 kill in the game, and that was the batch out 155-55, which she splashed to death after the FB3805 put a round in there. The damage she did to that gorilla, 872 hit points, 1 penetrating round, a low roll, but it was a penetrating shot, and he really felt that. You could see him pulling back afterwards. He was very, very unhappy. And then he got hit by the FB3805 immediately afterwards. So that's a really good score. That was a blind hit. The other blind hits, well, she did go for the E4. She got a blind hit on him and a couple of other ones as well. 597 off that one. The K91, well, only 189 off that. The STB, that was the shell that went long. She fired one at the T30 and the Viz 55. The Viz 55 was a blind shot as well, because it was suddenly unspotted just for a brief moment. She earned 398 hit points off him. So let's have a look at the team scores and see where she stood. Well, she didn't get the highest damage in the game. Yeah, the TVP T50-51, the medium assassin, he got 5,057 hit points of damage from that game. The next highest scorer was the Viz 55 on the enemy team with 4,831, and in third place was the BZ75 with 4,645 hit points. We can see that Angelina got 2,656 hit points. There was only 1 player on the enemy team that was above her, and she was 4 players on her own team, so she's in 6th place on damage. When it came to kills, well, everybody seemed to have 2 kills. Well, T57 had 2, the BZ75, the TVP, the Gorilla 15, and of course the FB3805. And only 1 player on the enemy team managed to get more than 1 kill, and that was the M451. And in fact, actually only 5 players on the enemy team actually managed to get a kill at all in that game. When it came to Angelina, just the 1 kill, the Bat Chap. When it came to Base XP, she's a little higher up the table. 971 went to the Conqueror in that game. 917 went to the BZ75. TVP ended up with 910. Angelina got 860, and she's down in 6th place on XP. She fired 11 rounds, so slightly less than you'd normally do. 3 direct hits, 1 penetrating shot, the Gorilla, 9 splash, damage of 2,656, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 1, and 105 hit points of damage assistance. She caused 9 stuns, but nobody shot the stun tank, so she didn't end up with anything more than 2nd class. She earned a profit on credits, 55,680, that's decent, and 5,160, because she's got a personal missions payout out to that one. So she set the standard. Angelina won last week's competition with a 2nd class, and it seems that she set the standard down as a 2nd class and a Confederate this week. So will she be beaten? Well, we'll have to see when the first replays come in from Talon. And he has sent one in. In fact, actually, he's sent in 3, but I'm going to put one of them in this video and the other 2 in another video. So let's have a look at Talon's first chance at the Weekend Lion. Here's Talon's first replay, and he's elected to play the 212A, and he's on the north spawn of Tundra. Game on. Standard reload, 37.39 seconds. Talon's got 30.11, so he's knocked 7 seconds off that. One of the good things about having the big 203mm howitzer is that if you can get a penetration shot, and well, with 52mm of pen, you should be able to get some if you can hit the right spots on the enemy. You can generate a fair amount of damage, even if you just don't penetrate an enemy vehicle. But it is actually quite deadly in the right hands. Now, there's 2 enemy tanks there. There's a Batchat 12 ton, and there's somebody else there as well. He fires one in, and he gets some stun on the Batchat 12 ton, but that's about it. Now, the enemy Arty in this game is also a 212A, and there's only 1 on either team. Normally, the enemy would get up onto the hill, but in this case, our team got to the hill first, and the enemy can't get up there, which means that Talon's going to have to fire at enemy tanks that are elsewhere. Rounds out, looks good. Oh my gum! Now, did he get anything? I don't think he did. Unfortunately, that tank died. The 53 TP died before the shell arrived. So he got absolutely nothing from that shell at all. Having a quick look in the back, he's found a T30. And it's, I think that T30 may be the stock version. But, oh dear, T49 inbound, and he is loaded. And he shotguns him. Yep, you thought that you would get an easy kill on our Arty. No, not going to happen. We're going to shotgun you. So Talon escapes that one. And it teaches another light tank, yeah, don't mess around with the big boys. Arty is serious. We will take you out with 1 shot at close range. Okay, so he's changing position because, of course, the enemy Arty does know where he is and tried to nail him, but couldn't get it. And now we know where he is as well. And he's just been spotted. I think he's stationary at this moment, dialing in on his target. Talon lines him up. Rounds out. Well, he gets a piece of him for 214 hit points. Makes up for the splash that the 212A did to him for 72. And he's changing position to avoid counter battery. Of course, many of you actually know that the KV-222, which is this Arty is actually based on, the hull, they made 2 of them, but they were lost. They never actually saw whatever happened to them. They were sent out into action, and they also made two T150s as well. They were the forerunners of the KB3. Skoda T56. Yep, got a piece, but a bit of a critical hit. He's following him to keep his eye on this guy to see what happens. Oh, that Conqueror looks juicy, but the rock's getting in the way. The Malshan, well, might be able to get around into the side of him if he cooperates. Okay, we're loaded. Rounds out. That's a hit. 253 hit points on the Malshan. The Conqueror, the Object 705, is using that Rex for cover, side scraping off it, but it didn't help him because the Barras just took him out. And now we're going for the Conqueror. Still waiting for the reload. The LC-790's decided to get involved. Oh, this is a slaughter. That's the last enemy tank, that Conqueror. I think he's about to get taken out by an ELC. Or as the ELC's unloaded. Rounds out. And the wreck gets hit by our shell just at the last moment. That was a fast battle. Here's the end of battle stats. Well, sadly, that game did not last long enough for Talon to actually generate a decent amount of damage. But at least he came out of the battle with something. He managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 5 exactly. Nothing else other than that lovely shotgun on the T49, who cheekily thought that he could claim another Arty kill and found out to his cost that, nope, you don't get it. Let's have a look at team score. Didn't get the highest damage in the game. That went to the Batchat Brask, who got 2,810 hit points of damage. Second highest damage went to the Char Future 4 with 2,684, and the third highest damage was the Skoda T56 on the enemy team, 2,629. Talon only got 1,282 hit points of damage, but he had a very good team. They were very, very active, and yes, they ended the game so quickly he didn't get a big enough chance to actually move up and get some good figures. We look at the team scores, the kills, we can see that it's actually the Object 257 who did the best with 3 kills, alongside the Char Future 4. They both got 3 each. 2 kills went to the Renegade and to the Brask, and also to the Object 705 and Skoda T56 on the enemy team. And when it came to Talon, only the 1 killed, the T49. When it came to base XP, the top scorer is the Renegade with 1,049. The Barras got 1,002. They were the only 2 to get over 1,000, with the Char Future 4 getting 869. Talon only got 600. Way down the table there, I'm afraid. Let's have a look at detail. Only 7 shots fired. Yes, to get a good game and a good result, you really need to fire off between 11 to maybe 14 or 15 shells in the 212A. He actually got 2 direct hits, 1 penetrating shot. I'm pretty certain the penetrating shot was the T49. Yeah, he felt that at close range. 815 hit points when a 203mm shell made its way straight through his tank at close range. He felt that one. Anyway, he also got 4 splashes, damage of 1,282 hit points, of which 467 were at more than 300 meters. He did receive 1 hit by way of splash. The enemy Arty, the 212A, did manage to splash him for a few hit points, or 70 hit points. And he also damaged 4 of the enemy, killed 1, and got 4 stuns. Now, he did earn a profit, 47,882 credits. I think that's more down to the fact that he got a personal missions payout. If he hadn't got that personal missions payout, he actually probably would have made a loss overall. Is that close to being a loss? No, it's not. He would have made a 7,000 profit. I'm talking gibberish here. Yeah, he would have made a 7,000 profit even so, but it would have been a low profit, and 1,800 XP out of that button as well. But the shotgun was the best bit, so I'll redo that so you can actually see that again and enjoy that moment. 30 may be the stock version, but oh dear, T49 inbound, and he is loaded, and he shotguns him. Yep, you thought that you would get an easy kill on our Arty. No, not gonna happen. We're gonna shotgun you. If you enjoyed this replay, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.